All right, everybody, this is Dominic with the Lost Dutchman Mining Association. Got a little setup here. I want to talk about picking. I'm going to pick the pickers. It's high grading. You know, high grading is when you go into the select areas, just take that thin layer, the pay layer, or wherever you're at, and you forget all the other stuff. You know, high grading. Well, that's what we're going to do today. What I have, and you can zoom in on this, what I have is some of Digger's special pay dirt. You want to get a zoom in on there? Look at it. Do you see any gold in there? Okay, well, let's zoom back out and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to take my Pioneer Mining supplies. I have an 8 mesh, a 14 mesh, and a 20 mesh. I'm going to classify this down dry, just like you would if you're using your 5-gallon bucket when you're out there. And I'm going to actually see if I can find some of those pickers or nuggets before I have to go into the small stuff. So I'm going to set that right in here. You know, some people want to know, how do I know the difference between the mesh size? Maddie, do you know what the difference between the mesh size is? I'll help you out, Maddie. Like on this 8 mesh, what it says is there's a mesh inside there. Hey, zoom in here, Maddie. There's a mesh in there, and if you were to take a 1 inch by 1 inch, there'll be 8 actual squares in there. That's an 8 mesh. 20 mesh, there's going to be 20 in there. So, all right, we'll zoom back out. What we're going to do here is we're going to pour some of this pay dirt right in here. If you want to come zoom in on this, kind of give you an idea, I'm just pouring it. We can zoom in kind of big right in there. You can see it's going to hold back those big chunks, those rocks. We don't like the rocks, but hey, it's filler. Then what we're going to do, just like you would on that bucket, you're going to shake it all about, and it holds back those top rocks, you know. And we're going to put a little bit more in there. Hey, we might as well dump it, almost. We're going to shake that all about. Oh! Hey, zoom in down there. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. That, we're going to zoom back out so we can finish this. That is what we call pickering. Maybe in this case it's nuggetoring. I'm not really sure how that word works, but we're going to dump that in there. What our goal here is to see if we have anything. Like if you buy PayDirt online, again, you're supposed to get your enjoyment, you're supposed to practice out of that. But if you get a little overzealous and you want to high grade, this is how you high grade it before you go to the main panning. So what I've done is I've gotten everything through that top screen. So I'm going to disconnect that one. We can zoom in on here. If we zoom in, you can still see we got some nice pieces in there. But what I'm going to do anyways, I'm going to bring my pan over there. Let's see, we'll use this black pan. This LDMA has these really cool black pans now. I like it because for some of the things I do, I can actually see the gold easier. But you know, some people like green, some like blue, some like pink, whatever floats your boat. What we want to do is we want to make sure we knock out everything out of those screens. So all of a sudden, we end up with that. I'm going to come over here. We'll zoom out for a minute. I'm just going to pan this down. If we want to come in and zoom in over here, you can actually watch what's happening. This is just our bigger, what did not go through that 8 mesh, so it's bigger than that. We're going to come in here. We're going to sink this guy so we can go down. All right, and we're just going to kind of let those rocks just come right over those ripples. You can see the gold in there. And kind of get a little bit more of that rock at it. Look at that gold just hanging right there. I always use the safety pan because I don't like to. You work hard out there, whether you're buying anything or not. You work hard out there. I may have missed something. I'm always double checking. All right, we're going to come in here, and it looks like I got 2 beautiful pieces of what I'm going to call, this is nuggetoring. The pickering is going to be over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out. I'm just going to put this up in this big pan up here. So you can see we still got our 2 guys in there. Doesn't that look beautiful, Maddie?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to put that up here in the safe. We're going to come back over here. So if you zoom out, you can see that now I'm going to work on, what size do we say that was? A 14 mesh. Again, all the real fines are going to be down in here. We're just shaking that about. I can start to see some stuff pop up. You want to zoom in here, Maddie? I'll show you what we got going on. Remember, this is all the size stuff that will not go down. So you can't really see much, but right there you can see a piece there, you can see a piece there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that same process. We're going to make sure that the stuff goes down. I'm going to disconnect this. I'll let you zoom out. So I'm going to take this here and I'm going to dump it in the same thing. You want to kind of zoom in over on this side. Want to make sure we get everything knocked out of that screen. Remember, this is our 14 mesh. I'm going to put that in the water. You know, sometimes people forget you got to add a little go-go juice into the water so it breaks the tension. Especially when you start getting down to more finer or smaller pieces. But check this out. We're just going to do a quick little pan. Again, we're high grading. We're going for the pickers. These are pickers. Maddie, do you know what the difference between pickers and nuggets are?
A nugget is bigger and pickets are little tiny.
Absolutely. But one of the things they say is nuggets, you got to get a backhoe to lift them up. But the pickers, you can pick them up with your hand like these here. You can go down there and you can pick it up and it's right there in your hand. But look at all that. Look at that beautiful gold in there. That was held back by the 14 mesh, which means it's bigger than that. We're just going to clean that up just a little bit more, making sure this guy doesn't jump off. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to come back up here into the big vault. There's our big nuggets. Remember, the backhoe had to pick those up. And we're going to put that in there. So now we got that sitting in there. Again, we're high grading. We haven't had to pan out the small stuff. So you can zoom back out, and I'm going to come back over here. And now I'm working on the 20 mesh. A little bit more, you know, smaller rocks, gravels, nothing passing down. We'll see. Remember, all our fine fly poop is going to be in this bottom one. But we're going to do that same thing, and then you'll get more of the black sands down there, the magnetics. So now we're going to come back over here. We're going to dump that in there. And we're going to come back over. If you want to zoom in here, we'll see if there's any of the 20 mesh size. Again, I'm using my safety pan because I don't like to have to pull it out of the bottom here, because I'll end up repanning all this after. You can see the black coming out, the magnetics. I'm just kind of going real fast here to see if we got any bigger stuff in here before we get to the fly poop. Well, there's a couple pieces right in there. See right there, Manny? We got one right there and one buried in. We'll get them. Remember, no gold left behind. That's what I say. So look right in here, Maddie. We got four nice pieces right there that got trapped. A couple of little pieces there. So that was held back by the 14 mesh. Put that in our little vault that we have here. Isn't that a beautiful pan?
Yeah.
It's okay to get excited. All right, now that was, I'll let you zoom out. That's what we call high grading. We've taken the biggest stuff out. In here is everything that went past the 20 mesh. So, you know, some people like to go to 50, some like to go to 100, just depends what you like to do. But that's what I wanted to kind of show you today. That's how we picker or high grade on our concentrates. And it's no different if you're like me and you go out in the field. Hey, there's my little cushion. You go out in the field and you clean up your high bank or your dredge, whatever, and you come back with your super cons, and you're like me and you put that bucket in your garage or in your shed, and probably about 2 years later you're holding it in your hands again, but you know there's gold there. We'll go through this at a later time. Anyways, everybody, I just wanted to show you about pickering. And if you want to zoom in here one last time, I'm going to try to get rid of a little bit of this water. But to me, that is a beautiful pan. This is high grading at its best. Got a couple big nuggets. I even count that one as a nugget. It's nice and flat, but it probably fell through that bigger mesh size because it was probably going vertical instead of being stopped horizontal. But that is what it's all about. This is Dominic with the Lost Dutchman Mining Association. We'll see you out in the dirt.